Please, for the life of me, do not buy the new iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Plus, iPhone 14 Pro, and iPhone 14 Pro Max until you watch this, because Apple have fully made all their new products official now for 2022 going forward with their new Watch Series 8 SE and the Watch Pro, as well as the second generation AirPods Pro. And we're going to recap here, and I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on what just happened here that almost makes no sense. Now, I'll say this because finally, no more leaks and rumors. It's all official. iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Plus, 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max, Apple Watch Series 8, as well as the SE and the Watch Ultra. Oh, yes, Watch Ultra. Very interesting in terms of what they've done there with the marketing. And finally, we get the second generation of their AirPods Pro, which is going to be very interesting and will probably be my first proper AirPods since the original first ones I got back with the iPhone 10 in 2017. We're going to kick things off with really what just happened here with the iPhone 14 series. Now, I will be stating my thoughts and opinions all based on the fact that I am someone that is based in London, UK, United Kingdom, England. And with the iPhone 14, it starts at £849 and the iPhone 14 Plus is £949. Now, what is actually new? I would say this, that the 14 Plus is more of the newer model. Apple never had a Plus model of their standard iPhone 12 or 13 when things really switched up. So this is meant to give you all the things that you're used to on the iPhone 13, kind of 12 design, and in this case, the 14. But for a bigger and nicer battery life. They are stating this to be the best battery life on any iPhone. Why is that, do you think? Yes, it's not just because of the larger battery and also the optimization of their system on a chip with the A15, which again, we're going to get onto that because it's the 5-core model, but we'll explain a bit more. But really, it's just down to the fact that we do have a 60 Hz display that we're using. Something tells me this is the same iPhone 12 Pro Max display that they've recycled in this 60 Hz, 1200 nits, XDR OLED Retina display. I feel some way paying almost pretty much what is a good £1,000 to still have a 60 Hz display. Don't get me wrong, all things relative to having real world user experience, but at that price, yeah, they are really pushing luck. The iPhone 14 though, that's the one that really doesn't make any sense. £849, what is effectively a copy and paste job? I don't know. Now, I know they've said that they've done upgrades to the camera, but it is still a wide and an ultra wide camera at that price that we are actually getting. Yes, they're saying they've made improvements to the front facing camera as well, but it is the same design, 6.1 inches, you still have the notch. And again, more details are coming in terms of what the battery capacity is and all other things such as RAM and everything else to take in consideration. We still have a Lightning port, and it's pretty much the same phone. It really just puts it in a very weird place where at £849, I don't know. I'm going to give my recommendations at the end. And I called it on my live stream pretty much before this event that Apple were going to discontinue the 13 and 13 Pro Max. And I promise you, authorized retailers and resellers still have this. You should really be looking for an iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max instead of the 14 Plus and the 14. My quick thoughts on it, I just don't know about these two models. I'm really going to have to find a way to test them out. You know, the 14 Plus is going to be a bit further ahead in terms of, I think, 7th of October when you pre-order it and when it's going to be available. But initial thoughts on the 14 and 14 Plus, I'm very conflicted, especially at the price point in the UK with what Apple are bringing here. Now, the real action here is the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. Half a decade later since the iPhone 10, this is their biggest design change, all thanks to now the cutout and the notch is pretty much a center top pill shape, but it just doesn't stop there. I already liked it when the leaks and the rumors moved away from kind of like the two separate cutouts to this pill, which has been revealed. I pretty much said I actually already liked it, or better say, didn't mind. But I'll be dead honest, high key, or in my case, because I really don't want to admit it that much, low key, what they've done to make the pill shaped cutout notch interactive by calling it the dynamic island is very clever, very genius. I've got to give it to Apple. Only they would think of something like that, making what is meant to be a visual dimple actually interactive. Now, I've got my thoughts on the fact that when seeing how it was being interactive with certain people that I've seen with their hands on where you can actually press and interact with it, I don't know, that's going to make your front-facing camera very smudgy. So I hope there's notifications that will give you in terms of when you're using it, not just for Face ID, but also when you're taking your pictures and stuff. But Dynamic Island, yeah, I'm actually more all for it than I was actually expecting. But this is their biggest change. 1, design. 2, the display. Yes, it is a new LTPO display that goes all the way down to 1 Hz. They've got actually a new display engine with the A16 Bionic, which we're going to be talking about, where it pretty much works in conjunction with the refresh rate going all the way down to 1 Hz and the brightness to finally have an always on display. With a catch, because from what I was seeing, I really got to see in real life, it still looks like the display is on. Maybe it's Apple way of doing it where it probably might slap, but I don't think this was our idea of what an always on display is. Let's see what controls that Apple gives us when it comes to it. But yeah, that display, 2000 nits at HDR of maximum peak brightness. I'm definitely going to measure that and check how that is. But the overall front display and what they've done with it, with the Dynamic Island, with the pill-shaped cutout that they've put at the center, I think is a lot more clever than I even want to personally admit. And I'm all over that 14 Pro, not the Max, because at 6.7 inches, the software is not well optimized for it. But yeah, the cameras, ooh, and best believe there is going to be an ultimate camera comparison. Lover of textiles, so make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos on that, because we're going to be lining that up against the S22 Ultra without a shadow of the doubt. And of course, we know the Pixel 7 Pro is on its way. So we're going to be lining that up and really seeing, because why? 48 megapixels are the main wide sensor, quad pixel or Apple's version of pixel binning, which is really meant to improve things. Also, there is a new ultra wide 12 megapixel sensor as well with 100% focus pixels with macro photography. This is something I cannot wait to see. But one thing that they said is that they are using effectively the main 48 megapixel sensor to create a cropped version of a 2x optical zoom or digital zoom or hybrid zoom, which will work effectively very well for portrait mode as well. Now, I don't know if it's going to give the option for the 3x as well, but we've pretty much not got that much improvement in terms of the zoom moving up to 4x, 5x, or jumping into the periscope technology. But with the A16 Bionic chip, what's really going to be interesting here is the improvements to video. Now, I'm going to test it and see what the nuances are in terms of what's being fixed. But one of my favorite features was video portrait mode, or in Apple's case, cinematic video. I said it, the day cinematic and portrait video moves up to 4K 30 frames a second or higher with stabilization, it is going to be a game changer. Apple, you've done it again. Now, I was expecting Apple to actually introduce usable 8K video at 30 frames or 60 frames a second with stabilization in 10-bit. But for now, I cannot wait to test cinematic video at 4K. And they're finally giving us a 24 frames a second option, which does ooze actual cinematography. But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting battle. In terms of where we are right now, the A16 Bionic is on a new 4nm process, and with the new cooling tech that they're saying is in the new iPhone 14 series, hopefully we should be getting better prolonged performance when it comes to the new chipsets in there. I'm very excited for this one. It's a big change, but yeah, 14 Pro for me seems to be the way to go. Amongst other things that they've done, such as the photonic engine, crash detection, the satellite capability where you can actually, make emergency calls using satellite radios, and how they've been able to do it with positional, signal tracking and whatnot. It is impressive. Just as an overall package, the 14 Pro Max, £1,199, is £50 more expensive than the Galaxy S22 Ultra. I just don't know yet. So let's wait and really test it in person. But the one I'm pretty much going to be going for is going to be the iPhone 14 Pro. And again, I know there's lots to go off. I'm going off head right now. But my thoughts and opinion on this is going to be very interesting to see. That lines up against the Pixel 7 Pro, the S22 Plus, S22, as well as the S22 Ultra with this lineup. Quick honorable mentions, the Apple Watch 8 series. And again, I'm not really much of a watch person, but we do have the Watch 8, the Watch SE, as well as the Watch Ultra. Firstly, well done, Apple, with your marketing. Just a quick feedback that I did say that when Samsung just brought out their new Galaxy Watch 5 series, that they marketed it wrong. It should have been the Watch 5 Classic with the 44mm, the Watch 5 being a 40mm, and the Watch 5 Pro really should have just been called the Galaxy Watch Pro. And they've done that with Apple, and Apple are bringing this at $799. I don't know. I'm not really much of a watch person, but this does seem like something that you really got to really take out and push to the elements. So I think in UK it's going to be around $849, but quote me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. But yeah, if you're a watch person, this might just be finally the upgrade from your previous Galaxy Watch. What am I talking about? Previous Apple Watch, where it might be of interest to you, but I'm probably going to skip this one for me personally. Now, what I am interested in is audio. Apple AirPods Pro Generation 2, £249. And finally, we get an upgrade to what is their most popular and best-selling Pro Truly Wireless earbuds. Of all the things I've seen on it, I'm really happy to finally see volume control on a stem. And again, I will get this one because I've got a Pixel Buds Pro, I've got a Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, and also I've got a Beats Fit Pro. I think it's time for me to jump back on the AirPods to see how it is, because the first generation ones that I got in 2017 with the iPhone 10 didn't do me well. I don't really use iPhones in a sense where I had the need to get the AirPods Pro, but I'm going to get this one and do a full scale comparison and review to see how far that we've come alongside the iPhone 14 Pro, as well as compared to the competition that they've dropped right now. We still have a Lightning port. Wow. Really? That is literally one of the only things I can say to it. And I know there's wireless charging, but you don't have reverse wireless charging on the iPhone 14 series, on any of the models. Really, we've got to move away from the Lightning port. And I don't know what that means for next year with the iPhone 15, if it's really going to go USB-C, but if it doesn't, they really do need to change the 3rd gen and make it USB-C. But yeah, right now, I would tell you this as a roundup. If you are looking to get an iPhone 14 or 14 Plus, don't. Please don't. If you're getting an iPhone 14, look for an official retailer, reseller, your carrier network, and get an iPhone 13 Pro. Get an iPhone 13 Pro Max instead of the 14 Plus. Those two models, for the life of me, are really not making sense. And unless it becomes an I was wrong moment when purchasing these phones with how great the battery life is meant to be on the 14 Plus, honestly, you should not, amongst missing things like a telephoto camera, a 60 Hertz display that you've got in there that you're using, and amongst other little things, you really should not be paying that much for brand new iPhones, and they're still using the previous chipset. It's still using the same 5-core A15 Bionic chip that is in the 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. That's it. Just quick thoughts on roundup, nothing detailed, just off the cup, just giving my opinions. But yeah, I thought it would be good for me to drop this video on the recap where I'm pretty much saying that don't buy these phones until you watch this, and hopefully this helps you. We're going to be doing full coverage once we get them. We'll be ordering that. Well, I'm going off. I will be ordering the 14 Pro. That will be the device that will be running on the channel and testing out. That's it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.